y'all, it's Hope here at Crafty Hope, and welcome. I am working on day 11 of Index Card a Day, or ICAD, and I'm having a little bit of fun. I'm going to collage down a few things. I've got information about ICAD below, but basically it's the brainchild of Tammy Garcia of Daisy Yellow. I've got a link to her page on that, and she has some prompts. Today's prompt from her is rainbow. And then I also like to use the Mixed Media ICAD prompts from Nina Fickett. Both of those sets of prompts you can find online. I think I have links below to their pages, to Nina and Tammy's pages on Instagram. But anyway, so the Mixed Media ICAD prompt is newsprint text. And y'all, I am trying to not create more scraps and work through my boxes of scraps. So I went through my two main boxes and could not find any actual newsprint text, but I found like books, not books, pages that felt like newsprint. And so there's like the instructions for a sewing pattern, not pattern paper, but the like instructions that come in there, along with like a Sudoku page and a crossword puzzle page. And I think I've got like a bingo card, and all of those feel very newspapery. So I included those along with a little bit of, what is that? It's like lined, what do you call it? Like notebook paper. Some lined notebook paper that had some pencil writing on it, just for something extra in there. And I collaged those down with my Uhu glue stick. I like to cover most of the cards because the newer index cards that you find are way thinner than the ones I remember having in like high school that I used. They were almost like cardstock material or heavier. The ones nowadays seem much thinner. But anyway, I like to bulk them up a little with some collage. So I did that and decided to add a scribble across it with a Stabilo Woody in a red. And I don't know why I went for the red. I wanted a pop of something. I think also with that rainbow prompt, I kind of wanted to make sure I got lots of color on here. Now, I'm not going to get all of the rainbow colors, but yeah, we're going to play with some, a little bit of color. This is the other color I had, which is a light olive, I think. I'll have it below. It's olive green light. That's what it is. It is an Amsterdam acrylic ink. And as you saw, I just dropped a little on there, sprayed some with my distress sprayer, and moved it around a little. Now I'm going to dry it. I think that's all the colors really I get on this page, because there's already a little bit of dark green on there and a tiny bit of blue from the pattern paper. And I could have gone crazy and put all the rainbow colors on there, but instead I decided to come in with this hand carved stamp. It's one of my eraser stamps. I'll put a link to how I do those. But know that eraser material is kind of tough to carve, so I tend to do really simple stamps when I do them. So I've got this rainbow one, which had been this big circle stamp circle eraser that I cut in half and basically made a rainbow. Super easy. I used black soot distress oxide here to stamp it down. And then I start thinking, and I was like, oh gosh, I don't know what I want to do with this. What am I going to do? What have I done? This is such a mess. So to kind of get past that, I go ahead and I grab a Stabilo all pencil and graphite and scribble a little, and then decide, let me start bringing in a focal, and maybe from there I'll get some ideas. So I've got a little box of things that I consider as focal elements, Tim Holtz supplies, stamps, whatchamacallit, wonky bits, all kinds of stuff, the paper dolls, yeah. Just playing with some things, and I finally find one of the photo booths, not that one, it's gonna be a different one, that I had torn out, and of these two ladies, which look like maybe a mother and daughter, or a, a daughter, or a lady and her nana. And yeah, they were chuckling, smiling, laughing. They brought such joy. I was like, I am using them. And then I looked up at my pin cushion, and I still had some embroidery floss on a needle from what day was it? Day 9, I think, when I sewed down that rusty spring. And so I just put a knot on the end of that. And I'm going to do some stitches on either side of this picture just to help tack it down, because I tried the Uhu and I knew that wasn't going to help those photo, what are they? The photo booth pictures are kind of heavy. So this is how I'm attaching it. So I did a couple stitches on one side, and then I'm going to do a couple stitches on the other. Now I am kind of punching some of the holes just so that I know, I know where I can, yeah, to make it a little more even. Ooh. And then I struggle for a bit looking for a sentiment for this. I cut some of that out so y'all didn't have to see it. I knew I wanted a little sentiment. And I pulled out some words I'd cut out of book text I keep in a little tin and played around with that and thought I'd found something, but decided it just wasn't right. So I end up going with one of my old standbys, which is some of the Tim Holtz stickers. I'm using the metallic ones here. And I find the phrase best day ever, which I really love for these two ladies and how tickled they look. So I having trouble figuring out where to put it. I finally decide up in that upper left corner. So I'm going to stick that down and I'll grab my Stabilo all in black and go just under that sticker and then around the outside of my card just to frame it up. So I'll activate that with some water. And while I'm looking at that, I decide that it really needs a touch of gold because that metallic sticker has gold on it. So I'll grab my Liquitex acrylic ink in gold and splatter that on the card. And I'm going to, yeah, you'll see that in a second. So I use a little palette. Here, yeah, I'll put just a drop or two, maybe a drop and a half of that gold and wet it. And when I splatter it, you don't really see it. It's when it dries that gold really kind of pops. And just to add a little more age to this, so I can't help myself, I grab it's a yogurt cup that's got some dried up instant coffee in it, and I'm just going to use, yeah, you see, I thought I was going to dry this, and I was like, no, I need some instant coffee. It makes everything better. So I'm just using that same wet paintbrush, and I'm going to splatter that around on the card and then dry it. And I'll consider this done. It was a little bit of an up and down. It's probably not one of my favorite cards, but y'all see, I threw a little bit of everything at it. All right, I hope you enjoyed this. If you do, give me a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe and let me know if you've got any questions. All right, y'all, have a fabulous weekend. Bye.